Welcome everybody to Two's Company Three's a Podcast, Friday edition. We're going back in time. My name is Dylan, as always, with my co-host
Mitchell, and we must be heading around the world in a number of days because it's time for TCTP, another terrible Green Day song.
Yeah.
Because they have a song called 80. But anyway, yellow, black, yellow, black, yellow, black, yellow, black. Oh, black and yellow. Yeah, shake it up a little bit.
B-movie.
Yay, good man. Look at you. That's 2 Jerry Seinfeld quotes this week.
Yes, and there's always followed the theme, but that was one I was definitely going to get. I've only seen that movie once, and I distinctly remember that joke, and I thought it was clever as hell because of how simple it is.
Exactly.
Because a bee, for those who haven't seen the movie, which if you haven't, go watch B-movie. It's very, very clever, but also very unique in a lot of ways. But
that's right.
Imagine a bee putting on his stripes for the day, going into his cupboard and goes, black and, what is it, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. Oh, yellow on black. And then, I thought, I can't even think if in the movie that the pattern was in a different ascending order. They were identical.
They were dead set identical. Yeah. Exactly. No. But also, just imagine a bee being a bee and then putting on his bee costume. Yeah, because that's the thing.
Or imagine being a bee and falling in love with a human woman who then reciprocates that love.
That's right. And then imagine a bee who's like, hey, let's do a suicide pact. I'll sting you, you stand on me. And she's like, no, that's just a double murder.
Imagine. Yeah,
exactly.
Imagine that woman being like, can we have sex now? And he's like, yeah, for sure.
Exactly, that's right. And he's like, yeah, boing, boing.
With a bee's dick. Yeah, anyway, welcome to Friday.
Speaking of bees' dicks.
Speaking of bees' dicks, welcome to Friday, ladies and gentlemen. This week we are going to blast you into the past because there's no yas or past to occur at the moment because of all of the scheduling conflicts around the world. For those listening here in the future or in the past, currently the world's riddled with a bit of Rona. So for now, we're going to go back in time and look at a few films that are coming to cinemas. What? When?
Well, we will get to that. But before we get there, make sure to check out the social medias, of course, at 2C3Pod, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Make sure you're listening or watching on your preferred platform, Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and, of course, YouTube. Big Summer Blowout.
Absolutely.
And if you're...
Sorry, you go.
No. You had it. Do it.
Okay, if you want to support the show, head over to tpublic.com, get yourself a t-shirt, a mug, or a fridge magnet, or a sticker. And, of course, you can support the show over on Patreon as well. We do have a few producers to shout out. Legends, or heroes this week.
They're just bloody legends
Just absolutely bloody legends over at Patreon. We shout you out at the end of the episode, so stick around for your names there. But if you want to participate in that as well, become part of the TCT pack, head over to patreon.com. We've got 3 very affordable tiers, and the more we get in there, the more we can provide, of course.
Exactly, that's right. We've got a few milestones coming up soon, so we want to make sure that we can fund giveaways, which is what we're all about here. But
actually, hold on a minute. This is episode 80, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you everybody who's stuck around for this entire time. For those who have come in halfway through, probably a better choice, mind you. But thank you everybody for tuning in and continuing until now. But we do 2 episodes every week. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. That's 10 weeks.
Oh, until the big 100.
Until 100 episodes of Two's Company, Three's a Podcast.
2.5 months away, my friend. I know it's coming up very quick, but before that, though, we have our 1-year anniversary coming up. Yeah.
Wait, what's the date today? The 8th. So we got...
I'm pretty sure it's next week, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
It's crazy.
12 months of doing this. Almost. Yeah, next week we'll celebrate the 12
months, and I think we've had 1 week off, and then there was 1 week I was absent.
1 week off?
Yeah, I think so. During the very early days, I think there was 1 week where we recorded on like a Monday, and then we didn't record until like the next Friday. It was that kind of thing, and we hadn't set our schedule yet, and that we only got our Monday and Wednesday schedule around episode 20.
Yeah, because very early on it was a matter of, hey, we're 3 people, hence the name, which we can't fucking change now. We're too deep into the shit.
Hang around to the end of the show, and there's a very clever tagline that explains the name.
Absolutely. But it was more like, hey, when can we do this?
Exactly.
And when I pitched the idea, it was more like, hey, let's just do this every fortnight or month. And it turned out to be, hey, let's do it every fucking week. And now it's let's do 2 every week plus YouTube content.
Exactly.
It's awesome. So, anyway, before we ramble on about ourselves even more.
But you mentioned all the ways you could help us with dollary dues, which is wonderful. But also head on over to iTunes, Apple Podcasts. They have ways to review us, of course. 5 stars, thank you very much.
Yes.
That'd be great.
Anything
Leave
less,
a little
we'll
comment there. Any kind of feedback or anything. We've got all the socials. Hit us up there. We're very happy to respond and stuff like that. But in the meantime, oh my God. What the hell is that, dude? Oh my God, there's special effects and the budget is huge because... What the dickery do?
What the hell, man?
Oh, now you're doing the American accent.
Yeah, welcome to the 90s,
Big
man.
time. That's
Yeah.
right, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
We are here in January of 1992.
Absolutely, and we've just checked out some trailers that I saw watching the movie last time.
Yeah, that's
And
right.
That's the only way I get to see movie trailers.
Yeah,
so
no,
this week
it was an ad in between my news at 6 o'clock and
yes,
stuff like
of
that.
course.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. In
But-
between episodes of Thomas the Tank Engine and such, whatever I used to watch in the 90s. Anyway.
Well, I was going to say in 1992, you weren't born yet.
Absolutely. Anyway.
No,
yeah.
but anyway, while we're in this bit of real... well, actually, I just want to say, we've picked January 1992 because for the next 2 weeks, we're going to be doing our birth months. So this week is January 1992 and next week will be...
May 1993.
That's right. So we've got some very, very interesting trailers for you here, but AT&T have just released their first video telephone.
Wow.
Very affordable at only $14.99.
Wow. How
That's
often?
in $1,499.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
think about that. Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, that's right. And a couple of weeks ago, George H.W. Bush, he actually vomited on the Japanese president's lap.
That's amazing.
I know, it's crazy.
The
isn't
90s are awesome.
Have you heard of Shane Warne?
Yes, I do. Very.
Well, that's weird because he only just made his test debut in January 7th.
Yeah, I've been following him ever since his debut. Yeah, absolutely.
His debut. Well, speaking of debuts, there is a lot of damn debuts this week, man.
Absolutely.
But we have 5 films for you this month.
Yep.
From coming to you fresh and from afar from 1992. So let's get straight into the first one, shall we?
Yes, absolutely.
We have The Hand That Rocks the Cradle.
And the cradle will rock. The Van Halen song. Anyway.
Okay, so that has definitely come out at 1992, right?
Yeah, for sure. It's like 80 something.
Yeah, lovely. Good reference.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yes.
all right, The Hand That Rocks the Cradle. Can someone say, crazy bitch? In this highly suspenseful thriller, we see a lovely young couple named Claire and Michael who have a young daughter and just need a little bit of help. So they go on a search for the perfect nanny and think they have found the perfect one when they stumble upon Peyton, played by Rebecca De Mornay. Everything seems perfect in their world until Peyton begins acting creepy and making suggestive comments about Claire, Michael, and their daughter Emma. Has all the thrillery hijinks such as brooding stares across the room, whispering creepy things to children as they sleep, and shattered glass falling from the heavens, rolling onto the big screens like a stolen pram across a park, January 10th.
Yeah. This movie looks absolutely intense.
Absolutely.
But I don't really know how to gather my thoughts around this and whether it's the kind of movie that I do want to see at this point in time in 1992. Yes. Here we are. It starts out innocent enough, but as the trailer progresses, it tends to explain her intentions, and it does give away a lot in the way that we do know that this nanny does end up being the villain. Yes. But it seems like the idea or the concept of the film is that she loves children. She loves them. She loves looking after children as if they were her own. But then she becomes very deep into wanting these children of her own.
That's right.
Yeah, so
it's got
very suspenseful, very thrilling, but also very ugly too.
No, that's right, exactly. But you've got to remember the time frame that we're in, January 1992. I mean, that kind of thing is to be expected. But the thing that I took away from this, now I did a little bit more digging.
Yep.
And it turns out that the main character played by Rebecca De Mornay, the nanny, she is recently, her husband has killed herself and she lost a child to miscarriage.
Yeah.
So with those kind of factors playing into it,
to then come off the back,
I feel like this could turn into a real murderous romp of a film. Like something that's very intense, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but I did want to point out as well that Rebecca De Mornay, she made her name last year in Backdraft.
Yep.
Backdraft was a very big film. I believe that had Tommy Lee Jones in it, and I think De Niro as well. So
very good.
So she's coming from some good steads there. But Amanda Silver, the screenwriter, this is her screenwriting debut. Yeah. Exactly. There's quite a few debuts this month.
Absolutely.
But as far as The Hand That Rocks the Cradle goes, it does look pretty good though.
Yeah,
like I've got to say.
Yeah, it does. As I said, it does look suspenseful, and it does look to tell that story that most people, I wouldn't say would be able to relate to, but at least understand where the characters are coming from.
Yes,
and not wish that kind of situation upon anybody. Really,
that's right.
So it's going to draw a lot of emotion from people who have been in positions like this before.
Yeah.
So I don't know though whether this is one that I'm going to see.
Really?
Yeah, because there's others on the list which draw my attention, and we'll get to those in a moment.
Well, see, we've got to also remember that we can see more than one.
Well, that's
we can
true.
see more than one.
That's right.
If we want to spoil ourselves,
there's not much else going on.
No, that's right. Exactly. We can see more than one. And where we are right now, we can go to the movie theaters and they're not shut down because of a pandemic.
Yeah, for sure.
No, absolutely. But The Hand That Rocks the Cradle, to me, it does look suspenseful.
Yeah.
It looks tense. It looks like Rebecca De Mornay does play a bloody good, like, subtle psychopath.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and
sense.
there's that elevation of suspense throughout where she does sort of her emotion deteriorates and she becomes more intense.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
With a budget of $11.7 million, pretty modest in that sense. So
in the current time frame in our economic climate, you've got to remember $11.7 million. That's a pretty fair chunk of change.
Yeah, especially when you put your hand on your armrest and say it like an Italian with meatballs.
That's right, exactly. Yes. And the best part about that is when you insult somebody and actually get the words out properly.
I know. It would certainly work a lot better if I could.
On my hand wrist. That's right. Yeah, don't forget that. But no, also starring Annabelle Sciorra and Matt McCoy as the two parents. So I'm going to give this one a yes.
Okay.
Because I do really want to see this, man. It looks tense. It looks suspenseful. It looks like something that's going to gear me in. And I've got to say as well, I mean, the visual of her closing like the greenhouse roof and perfectly shattering the glass and the
traps that she says.
Right?
Yeah,
I know. Yeah. That's what I mean. I'm like, oh man, this has some suspenseful thriller vibes.
Absolutely.
Like,
that could certainly go on to inspire a lot of films in the future to create similar sort of events like that.
Not just
in
that.
terms of those traps. Yeah.
I mean, if it's as good as it looks in the trailer, I mean, let's get a sequel to this.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Maybe she becomes the female Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, she just can't be killed. Maybe she finds a new family. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You never know.
Anyway,
but either way, The Hand That Rocks the Cradle, I'm giving it a yes.
Okay. For me, I'll give it a yes as well, only because I'm not racing to see this, but I will check it out on video home rental one day.
Yes, exactly. With your VHS player.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Yes. Anyway.
All right, man. Do you want to take it to an... Oh, did I... Yeah, of course I read the end of it. I was like, did I say that it was coming out January? Yeah, of course I did.
Yes, absolutely. All right. So the next on the list is a comedy coming from Christian Slater himself. Handsome Devil is a film called Cuffs. Okay, so here comes the crime comedy we've all been waiting for. One of the hottest young actors in Hollywood today, Christian Slater leads this wacky film about a young goofball named George who tries out for a special police unit, but golly gosh, it's just too much work. Somehow, after getting himself into trouble, he finds himself flipping boss. You've been changing things as I go.
No, I just edited one grammatical
Somehow,
thing.
after getting himself into some trouble, he finds himself the flipping boss of his team of agents as they hunt down killers, or car thieves, or rapists, or who the hell knows? All I know is this film is relying heavily on 22-year-old Slater and they a very, very young actress named Mila Jovovich to carry the film.
17.
Can they handle this hilarious burden roaming into theaters like a wayward camera on a fictional character's shower? January 10th.
Yes, exactly. Now, everything about this film.
Yeah.
How can it go wrong?
I know.
How can it fucking go wrong?
This is a film that's coming out at the perfect time because we've had familiar comedies like this, like Police Academy over the years, so right. Like cop comedies.
I think, honestly, we've already had 6 of those, dude.
Yeah, for sure.
In January.
That's
92.
what I mean. So
like
cop comedies are very popular and they're also very hilarious. And Mila Jovovich, I don't know, I know her name's on the poster, but I didn't recognize her in the trailer.
No, that's right.
But Christian Slater to carry the film, as we said, he's 22 years old. He's definitely doing very well for himself right now, and he seems like he's going to be carrying the comedy very well. So he might have a bright future in comedy ahead of him.
He seemed pretty damn confident. In it. Like he seemed like
he even presents the name of the film at the end of the trailer.
Yeah,
that's fourth wall breaking. How great is that?
I know exactly. You don't see that much. That was pretty cool that they had their theatrical trailer, and then at the end you walk in and he's there in goggles with his shampoo all over his head.
He's having a shower,
and then he's like, "Yeah, the movie's called Cuff. Go and see it." And I get out of my bathroom. I was like, "Oh, that's funny." Like that's actually really clever. But Mila Jovovich. Am I saying
Jovovich? Yep.
Mojovic?
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah. I thought you might know, but yeah, no. She's relatively unknown. She's only.
I may will know eventually, but for right now, I have no idea.
No, right now, exactly. She's 17 when this movie comes out today.
Yeah.
And she was 15 during principal photography for this.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You think about that. She's playing a college student in it. That's kind of like scary, but no, she's only been in a couple of guest episodes of TV shows and stuff like that at this stage. And I think she's done a TV movie, but this is her big screen proper debut.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's very exciting. But there's been a lot of stink, man, because apparently this film, it's being rated PG-13, but a lot of people think it should be R.
Okay, I like that idea.
No, exactly, that's right. But apparently there's going to be some pretty intense violence in it to match the comedy. Okay. And I'm not sure how that balance is going to go because we know it's a crime comedy, like, you know... The whole trailer is presented as comedy.
Yeah.
So the violence, I'm not kind of expecting, but some people have seen the preview screenings and that and said that it's ultra violent.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know.
Well, you know, like this day and age, and even in like the, you know, the 80s, for example, that have just gone, you know, there's a lot of films that came out which did have certain ratings which may have been mismatched, but in saying that, they're almost targeted to everybody. You know, only a few years ago we had, you know, RoboCop 87.
Yes, of course.
You know, and I've heard that there may be a third one on the way coming sometime next year. Anyway,
is that too much? We can sidebar for a second there because I know you've seen RoboCop 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Do you think a third one is unnecessary?
Oh, for sure. Because even 2 had a bit of a dive. It's a great film, but even that had a bit of a dive.
Yeah.
Anyway, the sidebar of that might have been 92. I can't remember. Anyway,
no, that's fine. Yeah, but
yeah, to say that, like, you know, ultra violent films like that definitely even cater to kids during this time, you know. So like a film like this, if people are going, well, if it doesn't balance out the violence, at least it'll still be fun to watch. You know, so I do think that Cuffs is going to be a fun time. Whether it's for the family, I don't think so. There are a lot of adult themes.
But also you've got to kind of imagine, yes, like as in you talk about that balance, but I mean, will that mesh together?
Yeah,
that's the thing. See, in this current climate, we haven't seen like a hardcore R film that's ultra violent and just as funny. You know, I imagine down the line people might be open to the idea in the future, but right now, I mean, we haven't seen those hardcore, like a film that's been as hardcore, like graphically violent kind of thing, but just as comedically funny.
Yeah, I don't know.
And especially if they're presenting it as mostly a comedy. I mean...
Yeah, well, I mean, going from the trailer, which is all we've seen, which is all we can see at this point in time, I think it's going to be a hell of a good time. Yeah. It looks funny. It looks a bit slapstick too.
Exactly.
So definitely if you want to switch your brain off, eat some popcorn, don't think too hard, I think Cuffs is a film for you.
Yeah, exactly. And I am all about it, man. I'm giving this one a yes as well.
Yeah.
I really want to go and see because it does seem genuinely funny. Christian Slater.
Yeah, for sure.
Hot as hell. He's 22 years old.
Yeah, absolutely. He plays a 21-year-old cop.
Exactly.
A high school dropout who becomes a police officer who's really, really good at shooting. So that sounds like a great time.
Exactly, that's right. Yeah, so I'm all about this. And Mila Jovovich. Yeah, she looks fantastic. She's bloody hot in it as well, but I don't know if I'm allowed to say that because she's technically 15, a minor.
Yeah.
No, that was during principal photography, man. Right now in this current January 92, she's 17. Okay? So
it's still not good.
Yeah, but I'm like, not even born.
If you think she's hot in the film when she was 15,
principal photography is not filming. Okay, so all right. Anyway, we can't comment on people's attractiveness, but anyway, Cuffs seems like a good time. I am all about
I'm going to give this
man.
a yes as well, in the sense that I'll watch it on video home rental one day.
No, I'm going to the theater to see Cuffs, man. I want to support this. All right. Now we're moving on to the big dog for the week.
Yeah. Before you even say it, I'm just going to say this film looks amazing.
Yes. Good. Oh, thank God. I was so worried you were going to have a negative opinion, but yes, all about this. Now, the next one on the list is Free Jack.
Mm-hmm.
Now, wait a minute. Who is Jack? Why is he in prison? Or why does he not cost any money? I don't know. But what I do know is the blockbuster sci-fi action thriller spot is taken for the summer by the film Free Jack. The film tells of a race car driver who unfortunately during a race gets into a fiery wreck and dies. Next minute or so, bam, he's been transported to the year 2009, where I believe his brain can get put into another's body for the right price. But why him? Because everyone in 2009 is seemingly an idiot living in an apocalyptic world where men dress in foil and army tanks roam the streets for funsies. Did I mention the film stars Emilio Estevez, Anthony Hopkins, and Mick Gosh Dang Jagger? Yep. Crashing into theaters like a race car into a billboard, January 17.
Crashing into a billboard is exactly what happens at the beginning of this trailer, and then he specifically says, he's going to die. Yeah. And I thought that was bonkers.
Dude.
And then the trailer continues on to show, as you mentioned, that post-apocalyptic setting where everyone just is trying to kill each other.
Yeah.
Everybody's trying to get the upper hand. There's hunting happening. There's some weird sort of overlord ethics to this with Anthony Hopkins and Mick Jagger of all people.
I know.
I am so fascinated by this film that I reckon in 20 years' time I'm going to want to watch this again. In 20, 30 years' time.
I was going to say 30, 40, 50 years, this film is going to go down as a goddamn classic.
Absolutely. I love it when dystopian future films picture an idea of a setting that's not too far in the future.
Yes.
It gives you a sense of what's possibly to come.
Well, 2009, 17 years away.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not out of the realm of possibility to be thinking about what could be those options.
For sure.
And they've taken it and they're like, damn, it's going to be an apocalyptic world where people are trying to kill each other. And it looks like, I think Anthony Hopkins is playing like a billionaire who's like kind of like above everyone in that society.
Yeah,
at that
he
time.
seems to be influencing everybody within that society
something
to
like that. Yeah.
like hunt and kill each other or something. I don't really know.
Exactly. And is Mick Jagger like a bounty hunter or something? Because I'm not sure. He kind of had that.
I don't know.
No, but he. What was that particular line that he had where he said, "I'd like to tell you," and then it paused and said Mick Jagger, and then it was like, "But I can't," or something like that.
I can't remember.
Like, oh, damn.
All I know is that I really enjoy how these trailers are set out. Not with just the voiceovers, but when the names of the actors come on screen and they've got these big, bold, and beautiful fonts that say the actor's name, Emilio Estevez. I love it.
Yes.
It's cinematic and it's big and it's beautiful.
It gets you excited for
Absolutely.
it. Now, the thing that I'm most curious about as well, Emilio Estevez, he's a gun. We know that. Breakfast Club, we get that. Anthony Hopkins. Silence of the Lambs last year, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this dude, height of his career.
He is a friggin' ace right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Then Mick Jagger? This is his first film role since the Australian one, Ned Kelly.
The Australian one, Ned Kelly. Yeah, for sure.
In 1970.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying, like, as in, that's the wild card to me in this because he's presented with them, not like with them.
Well, that's the thing. Like Mick Jagger, he may not be primarily an actor, but he is a massive name.
Oh, big time.
So for him to make one movie every 20 years or so, he is going to be a draw.
Yeah.
You know? And just like, as you mentioned, he did do Ned Kelly.
Yes.
Where he played Ned Kelly.
He was the dude.
You know, the titular character in that film.
Right.
You know, to come back into film for a film like this, which is based on futuristic science fiction dystopian settings.
Yes.
I'm very excited for this. It's action-packed. It looks like a bit of a thriller as well.
Yeah.
But I like the science fiction dystopian futuristic kind of settings in films like this. You know, so I am very, very excited.
Exactly. I appreciate the fact that like they transport to 2009, and obviously none of us know what 2009 is going to be like.
No.
But you see these people dressed in these amazing like foil costumes and stuff and that, and like, and the army tanks rolling through in an apocalyptic world. It kind of makes you a little bit worried that maybe that's going to happen.
Yeah, well, I mean, we just only a few years ago we got a film, Total Recall.
Exactly,
you know, Schwarzenegger. So it's definitely coming out at prime time.
Was Total Recall set in 2000s or was that further?
I can't quite remember the exact year it was set. I can certainly
have to find the encyclopedia, but
absolutely. Anyway, it is set in the future, obviously, and it's got that dystopian futuristic setting to it as well.
But that one seemed a bit like a bit far left.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I just like the idea.
No, I get that. And this one seemed like it's just taken modern society and then gone, what if we just slightly apocalyptic, and it's kind of like frightening a little bit.
Yeah.
You know? Like, so I'm a little bit
as you said, it's not outside of the realm of possibility, so we shall see in 17 years' time. But for now, I am very excited to see the film. It's action-packed. It looks hella fun, as you say.
Absolutely.
I'm very much looking forward to it.
Yes. Jack, what's it called?
Free Jack.
Free Jack. I am very, very damn excited for that. So that is an excited for me, man.
Absolutely.
All right. Alrighty. Do you want to take us away with the next one?
Okay. So the next film is Juice.
Ooh,
it's called thirsty. Juice. Yes, very thirsty. Okay, so four friends. As the trailer explains, four friends from the hood are trying to live their best lives, always in chase of the juice, which I believe means money and power.
Yeah.
Q, Bishop, Steele, and Raheem decide one night to rob a corner store and make a little dough, which means money, I guess. Q isn't so keen on the idea as he doesn't want to put his disc jockey career in jeopardy, but he goes along with it. Unfortunately for him, Bishop takes things a little too far and murders the corner store owner. Now they have weaved a tangled web of crime and betrayal, and the man, aka the Popo, are trying to hunt them down. Can they get out of this without any more bloodshed? Cruising into theaters like a bullet into a robbery, January 17.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. What are your immediate thoughts from that trailer?
Well, I butchered the description, but the trailer itself, it took a left turn real quick. It shows that camaraderie between the characters and how they kind of grew up together. They're friends.
They're brothers.
Yeah, they're brothers. And, they've grown alongside together. They're trying to figure out where to go because they're kind of adolescent.
Yep.
One of them, as we said, has a DJ career ahead of him.
Wow, by the way.
Absolutely, yes. But then they get caught up in, you know what, let's just try and make a bit of money.
Yeah.
Let's just, put on some balaclavas. I have this gun. Where the fuck did you get the gun from?
That's right.
And then bang.
Yes, that's exactly right. But the trailer in particular, though, it not only took the left turn, but it really did slap me in the face because the four friends, that's because it's like playing this hip hop track and then on the screen it's like four friends.
That's what I mean. Like it really makes you realize that, they didn't have to tell us because we can see
exactly
that there's four characters and they are friends.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's the simple premise. And if
we're all idiots in the 90s.
If they take out that four friends part, the rest makes sense.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I could have done without the character names popping up as well. I don't need to know their name yet.
No.
I need to go and see the film first, but that's why I knew the names for the description. But outside of that, it has, like you said, it has that comedic first scene, in the record store where they steal a record in a newspaper. I mean, that's we've all done that, right, kids? Yeah. And then from there, like you said, it just takes that dark turn. And now the most interesting thing about all of this is Tupac Shakur. Yep. Of course. Rapper. Yep. We all know it. But Omar Epps, and then there's two other guys as well. I can't remember their names off the top of my head. Khalil Kanani, Jermaine Hopkins. All of these guys, it is their film debuts.
Yeah, absolutely. As you said earlier in the episode, that there's a lot of film debuts this week.
It's
and
debut.
Yeah, but anybody who's new to this...
No. They'll figure it out.
Yeah. So it's, as we said, American crime thriller. It looks quite interesting. It's telling that story. Tupac Shakur, for whatever reason, is like on the poster, but he seems to take a bit of a backseat in this a little bit.
How? In the trailer, he's the reason that this shit happens. He's Bishop.
Yeah, I know, I get that, but it seems like...
Q's the one who doesn't want to be involved in that, but Bishop's the one who's like, I'm going to pop a cap in your ass.
Yeah, no, I get that, but I see that Q, like the DJ, is the one that they kind of focus on. That's what I got from this trailer anyway.
Three guys who are making their film debuts, and then the fourth one making his film debut, he's a rapper.
Yeah, like popular rapper.
That's very popular. So, of course, he's going to be the face of it. But at the end of the day, I believe it's Q, Omar Epps. Yeah. Omar Epps. I believe that guy. Yeah, his feature film debut. He plays Q, and he's the main person. Him and Bishop, who Tupac. Dude, I'm all about this, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Everything about this, man, screams like...
It looks good, as I said. Like, it looks fine. It looks really good. It looks entertaining. But for me, I will still give it a yes, in the sense that I will want to see this, but it definitely doesn't speak to me as much as Free Jack does.
Exactly.
Because I love my futuristic science fiction.
Exactly. If for some reason in 30 years we have a way to tell people about movies and stuff, we would tell them that not all films are made for us.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this is just our opinion. So I'm in the same vein as you, where I'm going to give it a yes. I think it'll be a good film. Yep. But it's not my demographic. I'm not the demographic.
No, for sure. Definitely
it's not my market. Yeah. But either way, man, with all those debuts, and I believe the writer-director as well, Ernest R. Dickerson. Yep. His film debut as well.
Yeah, so definitely a lot of new starters to this film. Yeah,
they're putting a lot of trust, whichever production company it is, they're putting a lot of trust in all of these debuts happening.
Absolutely.
But either way, man, 2 yeses. Looks like a damn good time.
Yeah, for sure. Alrighty.
Are we ready to move on to the final film?
Yes, final film this week. Yes.
All right, we have Love Crimes.
Yes, and I love that you put the tagline that was at the end of the trailer into the beginning of your description. Please, Mitchell, take it away.
I will. 2 of Hollywood's hottest video rental stars team up in this thriller about a district attorney played by Sean Young who begins investigating a man she thinks may be impersonating a famous photographer. The man in question, played by the incredibly talented Patrick Bergen, impersonates a photographer and then seduces women into having sex with him while he flaunts about with his chiseled jawline and perfect hair. He is every woman's dream and every woman's nightmare. Is what he is doing a crime? Is lying a crime? The trailer asks. Yes, it fucking is.
Absolutely.
Jesus H. Christ. Sliding into theaters like a sleazeball's penis into an unwilling vagina, January 24th.
Excellent. Very good. Yes. Okay, so Love Crimes, as we said, stars 2 of VHS Video Home Rentals' top stars, which is a crazy thing to put on a trailer to begin with.
Why are you advertising that? I'm not going to go, what? They're popular on tape?
Yeah, for sure. Like Video Home Rental.
I'm going to go to the theater and see them.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know. This film is definitely not my demographic either. It's now, you can answer me this question. I know that neither of us have seen this yet because it's coming out. But during the trailer that I watched for this, it looks like they were interviewing somebody on a late night talk show. Is that in the film or is that advertising the film?
Maybe if, say, for example, what we were doing here was a segment in a long time when people had access to all these older films, maybe that person accidentally linked the trailer to the videotape release and not the theatrical release.
Okay.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying that's a hypothetical maybe. But either way, the film, though, I mean, you take out those talk show segments.
Yeah, right.
And the film looks crap.
Yeah.
It looks crap. And I know it's 92 and we are begging for content because we don't have much option.
Listen, the director, Lizzie Borden, she's only directed 5 films prior to this.
Yeah, and none of which
And she has one more in the way, but they all look like they kind of have the same kind of setting regarding women and their struggles in certain aspects of life through different means, of course. This one's obviously about deception.
But if you notice her previous film, if you've got the list there,
Working Girls.
Oh no, there was one before
Born in Flames?
1991, Inside Out. Is that on your list?
Oh, that's the one prior to this. Yeah,
Inside Out. That was a softcore sex film. Yeah, involved with Playboy as well. So if you want to know the directing capabilities of Lizzie Borden, I mean, you're looking at what she can do, and if she directs
soft porn.
Yes, yeah. No, I can't add any more to that because that was her previous film before this feature film. Yeah. So no, that's exactly right.
Hey, if you're into that stuff, that's fine. She's probably great at what she does. But in terms of theatrical releases with 2 of Video Home Rental's hottest stars,
that's right. Can she take it to that next level? But I mean, we can't judge for filming directing softcore porn.
Yeah, imagine having to direct that.
Yeah, no, exactly. But I mean, you've also got to remember that currently in our climate, I mean, how do we get our rocks off?
That's true.
We've either got to hide a magazine under the bed or head down the video store and
absolutely go into the restricted section.
Exactly.
Peek around the corner to make sure nobody else is there.
Behind the curtain.
That's
right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
At my local, it's craft paper.
Oh, craft paper.
Red streamer craft paper.
Oh, okay. See, that seems flimsy and somebody could rip it off when they're in a rush, like they walk in and they're like, oh, Father Ted, and quickly try and...
Mum is in there.
Exactly, yeah. Mum's on that tape. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You know, like we've all been there though, folks.
I know, right? Yeah. Anyway, Love Crimes, we won't harp on about it for too much longer because it does look terrible.
It looks awful, but I've got to give credit where credit's due. Sean Young, she's on fire at the moment. She's been in Stripes. She was in Blade Runner as well. Yeah, for sure. And Wall Street as well. So she's on the rise as well. And Patrick Bergen, I mean, last year alone, he did Sleeping with the Enemies with Julia Roberts. Yep. And he was also the lead title in Robin fucking Hood. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. They're both credible actors. It just seems like they've been dealt a softball sex film.
Yeah, they've been cast in an odd film. And I think that's all it is. You know, I don't think these kind of films as well, I don't think they're there for the paycheck. I think it's there for more the artistic attempt.
Yeah, you'd think so, especially when they've been attached with a director as well, because actors, they get told who's in charge before they sign on to a film, to whether or not they're going to work well with them or agree with them. And so they've been told, here's this film, here's the money, but this is the person you're working with. And I mean, the director, she softcore porn, but
anyway,
this is incredibly This is our 5th film. Yas.
But
excited. And now a blighted. This is the first blighted. I'm not impressed.
Yeah.
It does not look good. And I'm sorry. Like you said, Video Rental's Hottest Stars is not going to appeal to me because that honestly sounds like a porn star.
Yeah, for sure.
Because porn, they're never going to be in all the major theaters and all that.
No.
So
they've got their own theaters dedicated to that kind of thing.
Exactly. So I feel like they would advertise like Angela Sky or maybe a Jenna Jameson. I don't know. Like, Video Rental's Hottest Star because they would be very up there in the charts of video rentals.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. So if you're walking in and then you see that on the rental store and go, oh, I recognize that. I don't recognize that name.
Exactly. That's right. So Sean Young, Patrick Bergen, I don't think you've done yourselves any favors.
Listen, even the name is terrible. Love Crimes. It kind of speaks for itself in that regard. But as we said, 2 blighteds. We're not going to see this. Free Jack is certainly on our list this week.
Exactly. Yes, Free Jack, absolutely. But I also... Juice if I'm feeling artsy. Yeah. Because I feel like that'll be the quality film. But then also, what was the other ones we
Cuffs
had?
Look good and Hands That Rock the Cradle. So we've got plenty of options this week.
We've got an awesome psychological thriller. We've got a silly action comedy. We've got our fucking futuristic sci-fi, predictive film that I hope doesn't come true.
Yeah.
And then we've got the true crime story with Juice. Yep. And then this piece of shit in Love Crimes. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's been January 1992.
That's right. Yeah, we'll see you guys in 30 years when we hit this button and then we're... Oh my God! Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, here we are again. Two's Company Three's a podcast.
Welcome to Two's Company Three's a podcast. It's Friday. My name is Dylan with my co-host
Mitchell, and welcome to Friday. We're going to head back...
No, we're not
anyway, that has been Blast from the Past, ladies and gentlemen. We got to travel back in time to 1992, January to be specific. And
okay, so...
what a mixed fucking bag, eh?
So what's this, 17 years later? No, wow.
No, that was 2009.
Sorry, yes. I was thinking of Free Jack.
I was 17 years old. I told you we were doing birth months.
28 years later, we're here now. I haven't seen any of these films.
Neither have I.
But I definitely am excited.
There's a couple that I want to see.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. But anyway, let's go through the recap.
Yes,
the rewind
this is my
recap.
favorite part.
Absolutely. Right. You want to take this one first?
First, I'm taking them all, bitch.
Right.
Sorry. All right. Yes. No. Absolutely. So we're going to do a bit of a recap. So we just told you what our first perceptions were from the trailers and what we thought they would be like or what they're going to do. All right. So the first one off the list was The Hand That Rocks the Cradle. The Hand That Rocks the Cradle was distributed by I always get that wrong.
Buena Vista. By
Buena Vista Pictures and produced with a modest budget of just $11.7 million. Over the course of its run, both domestically and internationally, it garnered a very, very profitable $140 million. Critically, the film fared well, just as well for a psychological thriller with ratings of 6.6 on IMDb and 63% on Rotten Tomatoes. Roger Ebert. Yeah, I'm saying that right. No, I think it's Ebert.
Is it?
Roger Ebert.
Anyway.
We'll say Ebert. Roger Ebert said that he found this film worked and that it touched on a fear that's...
It did that thing again.
What?
Well, we're back on.
Yeah, exactly. That's going to be an awkward thing. Yeah. That's why it screwed up. But yeah, Roger Ebert found that this film worked and it touched on a fear and that's why it appeals to us all.
Yeah.
I still got it wrong.
No, that's fine. I think that box office result from an $11 million film is fucking insane.
It's bonkers good.
Yeah, it must have been like the crush of that weekend.
Oh, not just that weekend. I'd say for the next 2 months. Yeah, absolutely. But no, internationally it fared quite well. And to pull out a triple figure number like that, especially in January 92.
Yeah, that's why I think, ladies and gentlemen, I know we talk about a lot of modern films, but you should definitely go back and check things from back in the day. Because films are old now, you might look at a film, as we said, from the early 90s and go, that's too old. These films aren't that old. It's just an old school style of filmmaking, which people don't really do anymore, but that doesn't mean they're all shit.
Absolutely.
Go check these films out if any of these sound fine to you. And The Hand That Rocks the Cradle genuinely looks fucking interesting.
Will you be pasting the YouTube links in the description
as
well?
Can do.
No, I was going to say with my descriptions in the description.
I don't normally do, but I can do.
Yeah, I was going to say just copy it all, man. And that way that if you wanted to check out the trailer that we've watched and that we've reviewed, it'll be there in the description below. So check that out.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, man. Take it away with the next one.
Oh, I've got this one.
The Yasses.
Alrighty. Okay, I've got to go back to the notes. Okay, so where are we? You said you were going to do it. Okay, so Cuffs.
Yes.
Unfortunately, doing my research, I could not find a single dab of information on the budget for Cuffs, but given its genre, place in time, and exceptionally young cast, I'd estimate it to be around the $4 to $7 million range. With that being said, the film returned a modest box office of $21.1 million without an international release. Critically, the film received mixed reviews, with Rotten Tomatoes' average score of 29%, not great, with an IMDb rating of 5.9, not bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Not, so it's a bit sort of balanced there. With critics had the same view of the film seemed to be a carbon copy attempt at Eddie Murphy-style film with the ultra-violence and schlocky humor didn't sit too well.
Yeah.
When was Beverly Hills Cop?
It was like 89, 88.
Okay, so that wasn't even that funny. It was just, man, I watched that a little while ago, and was it the Funky Town theme song? There was a theme song that just kept on happening like every 2 minutes in that movie, and it annoyed the crap out of me. But I get why
Beverly Hills Cop was 1984.
84, so it was a while ago. But there's sequels to that. Anyway,
yeah, exactly, that's right. 1987 was number 2. So there's been a couple before this one came along. Yeah, so I
get why the reviews say that. As I said, haven't seen it yet. So I definitely do want to check. That's what I mean. I like Christian Slater.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him in much, but he's always been around in obscure films throughout the last 30 years. And I do think this looks good. And Mila Jovovich.
I was going to say.
I'm a fan.
As soon as I saw this, I was doing my research and I was like, oh, no.
Yeah.
Dylan's going to flip a lid that this is like her big screen debut. I mean, I think the year before in 91, she'd done Return to the Blue Lagoon, a sequel from Blue Lagoon from 1980.
Yeah.
Exactly. But that was it. But yeah, I thought you were going to flip a lid when it was Mila.
Yeah, listen, she's a good actress.
Yeah,
but she's not great.
No, exactly. But being so fucking young.
Yeah, and I'm a fan. I am honestly a fan of Mila Jovovich. So I do want to check this one out as well, mainly for those two, but just for the fact that the film looks fun.
Yeah, exactly.
It looks like schlocky 90s cop humor, and I want to see that.
I did some more digging as well, and there is darkness to it as well because, you know how because when we review these, we can only go off what we see in the trailer. Even though in my research I can find out the plot and everything about it, but George actually is with Mila, gets her knocked up.
So that's her.
Yeah.
The girl he was dancing with. I didn't even recognize her.
Yeah, no, because she's so freaking young.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he gets with her, makes her pregnant, but gets her pregnant, ditches her, goes to see his brother who runs this police thing and that. His brother gets killed, so he inherits that business and becomes the boss.
So that's how he becomes the boss.
And then they hunt down the killer.
Jesus Christ.
That's what I mean. I mean, there's so much more to it, but we can't see it in the trailer.
Yeah.
Where I can't play on that, and I'm sitting there going, fuck, it's because he ditched his pregnant bitch.
Yeah.
Then he's going off to see his brother get killed.
And he's a 21-year-old dipshit.
Exactly.
That sounds interesting. This film is getting more interesting the more we talk about it.
That's what I mean. And I'm like, why would you not put that in the trailer where,
for sure.
He's a dropkick who left his college sweetheart and now he's gone to see his brother. Oh no, he's dead.
Well, I don't want to give away too much. I guess this might have been at the time where they wanted more.
Hunt, that sets up the hunt of because that's the main crux of the movie.
Yeah,
they're trying to hunt his brother's killer. But
maybe they just really wanted to target it towards the comedy.
Oh yeah,
to draw that sort of audience in.
They definitely did, especially with that last scene. It's called Cuffs. Get out of my bathroom. And I was like, dude, Ferris Bueller, it's been done. But I was trying to act like it was original. But anyway, so Cuffs, I do really want to see.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm just saying, even though it was a critical.
Yeah.
But all right, we're going to the third one, Free Jack, the one we were so jacked about. I'm free jacked about this, man.
Hey.
All right, not even a stacked cast of Estevez, Hopkins, and Jagger could save this Warner Brothers picture film from a budget of $30 million. And it appeared... Fuck, I fucked that up so bad. I wrote it so different, my bad. Anyway, Warner Brothers Pictures film...
Appeared isn't even in there.
I know. Warner Brothers Pictures film and a budget of $30 million from box office disaster, as the return from this film was a piss-poor $17,129,026.
Yeah.
The box office wasn't the only negative to the film, with critics and fans alike panning it with a lowly 18% on Rotten Tomatoes and 5.4 on IMDb. Critic Owen Gleiberman called it a cheap mishmash of Blade Runner, RoboCop, and Total Recall, and even the star of the film, Sir Anthony Hopkins, went on the Late Show with David Letterman and called the film terrible.
I understand why actors can agree and say, hey, it is terrible, but the fact is you were in it, man.
No, exactly.
You put your heart and soul into this. You're only coming out later.
Like we mentioned, he was in Silence of the Lambs the year before.
Yeah.
And then you chose this?
Yeah.
Oh, you fucked up, kid.
Yeah.
Old man.
I reckon that was simply because it was going to be a film very similar to big science fiction hits. Yeah. As it says, mishmash of Blade Runner, RoboCop, Total Recall. Exactly. I 100% get that from the trailer. But the problem is, that's exactly why I want to watch it. Because I haven't seen Blade Runner, but I love...
You haven't seen Blade Runner?
No, I definitely need to check it out.
Kimball?
Yeah.
No? Wow.
No. But I definitely love RoboCop, my favorite movie of all time, and Total Recall is up there. So to see that it is kind of a cheap version of that with...
Yeah.
If this film had Schwarzenegger, it'd be another Demolition... No, not Demolition Man. The Running Man. It'd be another schlocky 80s, early 90s, action film with Schwarzenegger. It would have been fine. Yeah. But because it had Estevez...
Yeah.
Strange choice, but great actor, but strange choice.
Estevez and Hopkins.
Yeah.
And then you got Mick Jagger. There's no... action star.
That's what I mean. Yeah. That's what's weird about this film, but I love that.
You change Estevez to an action star and then maybe it might have been more successful.
But he's not. And you see him now, especially from the public, where he's just this average tiny dude.
That's the thing. 5 months after this, Mighty Ducks. That came out in theaters. So that's the type of person he is. Yeah. So I can see why this failed. Yeah. And man, I do want to see it because it looks so bad.
It looks bonkers,
But seriously, fast forwarding to 2009 and they're in like foil costumes. I'm like, oh, you had money and that's what you chose.
Yeah. I love looking at older films and their interpretations of the future and thinking, that was like 6 years ago and things are nothing like that. I think about this.
That was 11 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. I think about these, I watch movies now that are set in the future, like the Terminators and things like that, and even the RoboCops, for example, where the films are made today.
Yes.
And I think about, okay, this is set in the future. What's their perception of the future?
Yeah.
And I think that filmmakers these days are treading lightly and not going too heavy with making things ridiculously science fiction, but they're also still keeping it within the realms of possibility.
That's right.
They're still having flat screens, but they're kind of clear and, nothing's too far gone. But at the same time, you watch films where it is set in the future, like Alien, prime example, but they kind of did it differently. It's unique.
Yeah, of course.
Where a lot of films like that had technology from the 80s.
Yes.
But it was set in the year 3000. There's no way that technology would still be around then.
No, that's
right. And they
right.
shit the bed with their time opinion, essentially.
Exactly.
And I love it.
No, that's exactly right. I love that back then in the 80s, 90s, they were so willing to just go, no, we're going to have this, we're going to do this. Like Back to the Future when they were predicting 30 years, hoverboards and 7D and stuff like that.
And they all dressed like fuck. Why do they always picture that everybody dresses like a dickhead?
Yeah, I know, exactly. That's right. But those crazy perceptions, I love that. But like you said today, because we've had a taste of technology and how it's progressed, they're like, oh, we'll just be slightly above that. Slightly above that, instead of taking it outrageous, So, yeah, I'm all about this. I really damn want to see Free Jack.
For sure.
Apparently the Blu-ray got released 2 years ago, so it is still out there,
That's good. There's a lot of films I think out there that I didn't even realize. I learned this maybe 5 to 6 years ago, I think, that not all films come to Blu-ray.
No.
And one of my favorite films of all time, Bicentennial Man, Robin Williams, didn't come out on Blu-ray.
Oh, really?
As you said, this film... Free Jack came out on Blu-ray 2 years ago.
Yes,
I haven't checked back.
Yeah,
if Bicentennial Man
surely
is on Blu-ray,
it would be, because I remember watching that on tape as a kid.
Mum and I went to look for it at JB Hi-Fi after a Keith Urban concert maybe 3 years ago. We went to several different shops in Sydney. Yeah, was not anywhere. Went home and Googled it. Doesn't exist. It's only on VHS.
Yeah, no. Surely there's at least a DVD of it now.
Well, there is DVD, but I want fucking Blu-ray.
No. I know you do. I know you do. But either way, Free Jack. If there's any trailer I want you to watch this one. It is nuts.
It's crazy, and I love it.
So nuts, man. All right, take it away for the next one, my
Alrighty,
friend.
Juice. Paramount Pictures found themselves a little nugget of gold here, with Juice being made on a $5 million budget, very modest, and earning that back with a successful opening weekend of $8 million. Not bad. The film would go into a total box office return of $20.1 million and being critically praised by most. Pretty good for everybody being their first film.
Exactly.
For sure. Creativity definitely pays off.
Absolutely.
The film has a fresh rating of 79% on Rotten Tomatoes and a 7.1 on IMDb. Renowned Critic Roger Ebert gave the film 3 out of 4 stars and praised the storytelling and direction.
Yeah, man.
Juice killed it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, in the flashback, I forgot to add some jokes about Tupac Shakur's longevity in Hollywood because it was only 4 years later that we all know what happened.
You surely have seen the movie Notorious B.I.G.?
Oh, yeah.
Fucking great movie.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We're not here for that. We're here for 92,
I'm just saying.
bro.
I'm just saying it's a great movie.
No, but absolutely. But man, Juice. It's still critically acclaimed today. There's still reviews flowing in on IMDb from modern times of people getting a chance to see it and that. And the fact that Tupac was damn good, and Omar Epps has gone on to be a huge star, like long-running cast member with on House with Hugh Laurie. Like,
is that him?
Yeah,
because I recognize the name, but I couldn't think of it. But
exactly. So Omar Epps and Tupac Shakur. I mean, we all know what happened there, but the other two guys, moderate careers. They're still going today, doing minor things. But Omar Epps came out a big star. The director as well. What's his name? I had it before. Roger F. Wickerstein Basket or something.
Wickerstein Basket.
Yeah, no. Ernest R. Dickerson.
You're way off. Yes,
I was terribly off. But
what did you call him, Stephen Wicker Basket or some shit?
So he's gone on to be a constant director. Directed like 10 episodes of Dexter, for example, and things like that. Like, so he's gone around the block. But the fact that those 4 guys and the director started their debuts there, and it got given a pretty decent budget for 92, $5 million, and then made 20 million back. That's sure. That's a healthy profit and a good damn kickstart for all of those guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and the fact that it's a good film as well.
Yeah, for sure. Fucking Ernest Dickerson. He's been the last film that he's directed, 2017. Yeah. But Juice, as you said, was his directing debut. So Demon Knight, that Bulletproof, Ambushed, Bones. He's directed a few things that I have seen.
That's what I'm saying.
Demon Knight's a crazy 1995 horror comedy film. Surely you've seen Demon Knight?
No, I don't
Tales from the Crypt.
Oh, I've seen Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah, it's the film.
Okay.
It's called Tales from the Crypt presents Demon Knight.
Yeah.
It's a film directed by him, and it's Billy Zane, William Sadler, Jada Pinkett. Yeah. Crazy fucking movie, but obviously a good dude.
He's gone on to do fantastic things in Hollywood and that, and Juice was the starting point for all of them, and
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That was a good one. Yeah.
Alrighty.
All right, last one, final one on the list.
Yes.
This is the one we've all been waiting for.
This is a fucking tragedy,
Now, we have Love Crimes. Miramax Films thought they had a steal on their hands with a budgeted $6 million starring 2 of Hollywood's hottest talents. Unfortunately, they did not predict the unprecedented failure it would be, garnering a pathetic $2,287,928. Why did I say dollars twice? At the box office. The film was also panned critically with a tasty 9% on Rotten Tomatoes and a lovely 4.2 on IMDb. Lizzie Borden has said in an online interview that Harvey Weinstein wanting the ending changed before the film began production, so there was no script going in, throwing production into chaos. Borden also said that she wanted to take her name off the film, but Weinstein threatened to destroy her career if she did.
Listen, I know Harvey Weinstein has definitely been in the news a lot recently, as he was recently convicted and sent to jail for all of his literal love crimes. The fact that he this is happening in the fucking 90s.
92.
This guy was a fucking...
Well, actually, it would have been 91.
Well,
when
however...
they filmed it,
Yeah, but I'm just saying, there's evidence of this guy's fucking...
Yeah, being a scumbag.
Tragic
shit.
For this long.
Yeah.
That it took this long for somebody to fucking say something.
Exactly. It took probably 20 plus years of this kind of behavior before somebody put their foot down.
Yeah, absolutely. It just thinks that sort of shit should have happened a lot earlier.
That's why I had to chuck that in there. The fact that this Lizzie Borden, who we, mocked a little bit because she did softcore sex stuff in the film before and all that kind of stuff. Because I looked her up, man, and after 96, nothing.
Yeah, I'm guessing she tried to make a film career somehow and was just crushed by everybody involved, and then particularly probably Harvey.
There was more to that as well with Harvey Weinstein releasing the director's cut, and she said, I never fucking touched that. That wasn't me. That was just him adding more nudity in the sex scenes.
Really?
Yep.
God damn it.
Yeah, that was him.
Why couldn't he just work for a porn studio?
Right?
They make just as much money.
You know what he looks like. You can imagine him.
He looks like he'd be best friends with Ron Jeremy. Except Ron Jeremy's a nicer dude.
But you can. That's exactly right. Yeah. You can imagine him with a half-down button-up shirt, the gold chains on,
huge cigar.
Exactly. Yeah. The folded over 6 pieces of hair. Doing that, and he's like
real greasy, sweaty all the time.
That's just sweaty. Spread them for me. Yeah, you're right. You know?
Yeah,
real I can imagine him.
motherfucker.
Yeah, that's exactly what he is. But unfortunately, he had a wonderful life of being wealthy and raping bitches. Fuck
man.
that shit.
Have you seen those photos of him? We're talking about this. Those photos of him, like just before he got convicted, where like he had like a walker and like his face was all pale. Like the dude went downhill with his health within like a few months because of all these trials. Yeah, like all of this emotionally fucked him up and well deserved it.
Oh no, the poor Didyms. Did you get emotionally fucked up from your mistakes?
Yeah, that's right. Your continuous mistakes of all of these fucking years.
I imagine he would be in like an isolated fucking wealthy prison or whatever.
I have no idea.
If he's not, hopefully he's getting raped.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
Either way, love crimes. That is the big floppadoodle of the week because man, $6 million with two young hot talents, and you're like, yeah, this should be good, and not even fucking $3 million.
I didn't say it was going to be good.
No, I'm talking in generalized terms.
Yeah, but you said it was going to be good.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, I'm talking about the studio then.
Like, the studio.
That's what I was saying. Yeah. Like, it's in like $6 million with two of the young hot talents.
No.
This is
Miramax has crushed it since, but everybody
has bombs. That's exactly right. But yeah, no, unfortunately. Yeah, we ended on a pretty shitty note there. But either way, that has been Yarsal Past Blast from the Past for the week, January 92. Tune in next week and we will have May 1993 for you.
Absolutely. And speaking of which, that has been our show this week. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Two's Company Three's a podcast. Every week we have two podcasts. We'll get more into that later. But for now, you can find us on social media everywhere. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, you name it, at 2C3Pod. Just go and give that little soul search.
That's right. And wherever you're listening to or watching us, thank you so much. Make sure it's on your preferred platform. We're available. Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and of course, YouTube. Big Summer Boy.
Now, you can support the show, of course. Head over to TeePublic or Redbubble.com to get yourself a fridge magnet, a t-shirt, a sticker, and a mug, of course, or
Frig magnet,
sorry.
Thank you.
Head over and get a fridge magnet, and of course, and you can certainly support the show as well heading over to Patreon. We have 3 Patreon subscribers right now. We have Alice, we have Courtney, and we have
Barry B. Benson. Thank you very much for being absolute bloody legends. You guys are keeping this show alive, and every dollar you do comes straight back to us. So if you would like to join the team, patreon.com, check out Two's Company Three's podcast. Affordable tiers, as Dylan says.
Yep, absolutely. And if for any business inquiries as well, of course, Two's Company Three's a podcast at gmail.com, PayPal as well. Send us $1, send us 20 cents, send us $2,000. It's entirely up to you. Would be appreciated, of course.
Whatever you want to do. But a way to help out the show that's free is head on over to Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, wherever you can review us. Yeah. Do that, 5 stars. Thank you very much. Please leave a little comment, any kind of feedback. Check out the socials and send us a message.
Of course, as well. Yeah. And if you're watching this on YouTube, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as well, and follow us on, or actually go watch all the other videos as well. You're more than welcome to. There's hours and hours worth of content on there. But we have 2 podcasts every week. Every Wednesday, news and reviews. Every Friday, Yarsal Past, Blast from the Past, or Trailer Park, depending on what's on this week. We may be getting back into Trailer Park relatively soon because things are actually starting to emerge.
I was going to say there's been a few trailers floating around and I'm like, but that's not an episode's worth. But, you know, like, so.
We may be able to squeeze that into Wednesdays just to say, hey, this thing's coming.
Maybe we'll tackle the birthday next week, the birthday month next week, and then after that we'll mash all of the ones we've missed together, and we'll get back into a regular Trailer Park.
Yeah, we'll have a look. We'll see what comes anyway.
Exactly. But anyway.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, thank you everybody for tuning in. We have 4 videos every week, sometimes.
You've already mentioned the YouTube. I'm not going to repeat it. That's why I skipped it and just go to the last line.
Okay. Well, okay, cool.
Sorry.
Right. Thanks for tuning in. My name's Dylan.
My name's Mitchell. We're Two's Company and
you're the podcast.
The podcast. I think I just died a little inside.
Why?
That was terrible.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You're right. I was just going to get back into the swing of it.
Yeah. It was the last line.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You do it so well.
Yeah, I know. Oh, God.
All right, anyway, it's Friday. We've got trivia. Let's see whether I get it right or wrong.
Did you put it on the bottom?
Yes, I did.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Trivia, ladies and gentlemen. I got mine incorrect, unfortunately, on Wednesday, so I am now 7 of 14, if I'm not mistaken, and you are
8 of 13.
8 of 13, potentially going to push that lead out further.
Let's have a look. Alrighty.
In the 1987 thriller Fatal Attraction,
what
animal did the obsessed woman cook on the stove?
Oh, animal cook on the stove?
Yeah.
I don't know, a dog? I have no idea.
You don't want to think about it and think about the proximities of a stove and how big the animal would be and, you know.
A cat?
Oh, no, unfortunately, no. It was the family's pet rabbit.
Oh, yeah, well, okay, that makes sense.
You never know. Oh, sorry, we ended dirty there, man. We are Two's Company,
and you are the podcast.
Thanks for tuning into that video by Two's Company Freezer Podcast. Don't be sad though, there's plenty more where that came from. Another cheeky video right there. Maybe even hit that subscribe button and ring that bell. Or, if you don't like our faces, check us out on Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or YouTube.